Hi, I'm Renee Walker, a mindset mentor, speaker, and lover of all things spiritual. I believe that at our core, we are all spiritually wired for love, peace, success, and abundance. Here on the podcast, we're diving into mindset, wellness, and business, but always through a spiritual lens. Let's just say we're going deep, but we're keeping it light. So let's elevate your life from the inside out, one conversation at a time. Welcome to Spiritually Wired. Welcome back to the Spiritually Wired podcast. I'm super excited today because we have Holly Short back on the pod. Holly was with us in January and we did an episode on simplifying your health goals for the year. And it's one of the most listened to episodes. People really want to hear what you have to say. And one of the things that I love about you, Holly is a holistic health practitioner and she does so many things, but I love how Holly simplifies what we need to do in a world where there is so much information and it is so incredibly easy to get overwhelmed and to think we have to do, so many different things. Holly is the voice to remind us that simpler is better. So welcome, Holly.
Thank you, my beautiful friend. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm looking forward to this conversation because what I wanted to do is have a nice little short inspirational episode for people who are maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the summer months here. And I know that if you are anything similar to me, meaning that you are a little bit more of an all or nothing type of mindset personality, when the summer comes, it's this sense of like, might as well just let it go and we'll focus back on our health in September. And the reality is that I used to get away with that for years, and now I don't get away with that anymore. And I no longer choose to live in the extremes. So I would love for you, Holly, to share with us what you like, any tips, any tools that you can give the listeners on how they can make the summer, how they can approach the summer from a place of, just feeling good and allowing for health to be in their lives without the pressure of doing it a certain way.
I love all of that because much like you and many of us, we are all or nothing type of people, right? Mm-hmm. If we're going to do it, we start on Monday. It has to be and then Thursday comes and you're like, screw it. I'll start on Monday. And then add in summer and all routines are changing. So I believe that the very first thing that we get to realize is that this is really just, this summer is meant to have fun. And it's like a moment in time in this big, beautiful life of ours. And we never need to go with the all or nothing mentality. Not anymore. Not anymore. Mm-hmm. And that we want to be able to go into 2025, September 2025, feeling as good as we do now and maintain that over the course of the summer, or feeling better over the summer, so that we get into September and we're not with that all or nothing mindset of, I have to start over again. So the very, very, very first thing that we all get to do, the easiest challenge, I'll call it, is I just want everyone to chew their food. Mm-hmm. I want you to chew your food 20 to 30 times. And if 20 to 30 times seems like a lot, it is, because we are busy humans. And then add in the summer and we are even more busy. So we get to take away the idea of, I don't like to say that our lives are busy, but that we get to have these big, beautiful, full lives. And so if I can just take an extra 2 to 5 minutes to sit and to chew my food and or just take smaller bites, and maybe it gets liquefied at about 10 bites, that right there will reduce your stomach bloating by like more than 50%. Just chewing your food. It is the foundation of what we all get to do, and it is free, and everybody gets to do it. And ideally, we want to do it every single meal, but sometimes it looks like just one time, one meal, and that's okay. That's where I want everyone to start with this summer. Chew your food.
Chew your food. And I mean, it's one of those things. I think I might be driving my family crazy. I'm just going to say, because I've always been a slow eater, but now, so I'm going to share that I have hired Holly to work one-on-one with me. So this is a decision that I made, I don't know how long it's been, like a few weeks ago. And I've worked with Holly in different capacities before, but I'm like, okay, this is it. I want sort of like the extra support, the accountability, and it felt like a full body yes decision of let's do this. And it's been amazing. And part of it is just reminding me of the simple things. So chewing my food, just FYI, takes a little bit longer, people, to do. However, the way in which you've helped me to reframe it too. So now when I'm chewing my food, I think of the food going into my system and being digested. And when you think of, so now if I'm rushing and I'm eating and I'm not properly eating, it's so like, I almost feel like, oh, I can't do that. Because what I'm doing is just like throwing food at my digestive system, expecting it to do all the work. And so I know, you might be listening and it's like, oh, this is so simple. It's not sexy. I don't know how many times in all of the work that I do, the mindset work, it's none of the things that we do are like the big splashy fancy things that you see online. Really, it comes down to those small micro moments of really working with your body. So this has been huge for me. I'm still working on being intentional with the chewing the food, but now seeing it from like, how happy my digestive system is because I'm giving it, I'm doing the work that I can do to support it to do what it needs to do. It makes so much sense.
That is so beautiful because truly that is where it all starts from. You can eat I'm going to say quotations here, you can eat the healthiest foods. You can do all of the workouts. You can do all of the steps. You can do everything that every influencer out there in the world wants us to do. But the very, very, very foundation of what we need to do is to work on our digestion. And why we need to work on our digestion. And I love that for you. It's like you get to visualize what's happening because I believe once you know, you can't go back. We'll always have moments of doing things on the fly, going really fast, but when your digestion isn't let's say with this, when your body is in any type of fight or flight or stress, chronic stress, the very first thing that wants to support you is that digestion is going to take a little bit of a rest because the rest of your body is just supporting you in all the areas. I like to say just to keep you alive, right? It's doing all of the things it needs to do, but your digestion slows down. We have natural digestive enzymes within this beautiful body we were born into. But over the years and layers of stress that we give our body, that starts to slow down. So if the food that's coming in, if you are not absorbing nutrients, what's your body going to do? Your body is going to be bloated. It's going to be gassy. You're not going to be able to go to the bathroom. You're going to have joint pain, inflammation. So the idea, just like you said, I get a chance to sit down. I get to chew my food, let's say 15 to 30 times, right? And just the food is being absorbed and digested into my body. The transit time of what comes into the mouth and when it leaves the body is happening all on its own. So just like you said, be present in the moment of chewing your food.
Yeah, and I find like that's been the biggest shift too, is it really forces you to be present. So when you speak of like the mindless eating that I'm sure everyone, listening has done in their life, if you focus on just the chewing, then that alone, it's like, okay, you have a craving for popcorn or whatever it is, whatever your thing is, have it, but chew it. It will slow you down in so many different ways. So it just brings that awareness. I'm also noticing when I'm standing to eat, which I'd love to say that I don't do. But again, in those moments when it's like you're prepping and I'm in between coaching calls or I've got something on the go, I sometimes will find myself standing at the kitchen island, eating my food. And I know that it's not the most serving place to be when I'm eating because there is something, more intentional about sitting down and doing it. So yeah, the chewing piece, you're helping your digestive system, but you're also bringing so much more awareness to what you're eating. Now, that is a little bit of an issue for me because part of my issue, because I don't know, I did not know this, but apparently I was not eating enough. And this has been the thing that Holly is also helping me with. You'd think that not eating enough would, you would feel better. But in my case, I've not been serving my body and doing that.
Right.
I will say that I feel fuller quicker when I chew all of this as well. So that's something also, I'm working.
When you are as being a woman who is very busy or has a really big full life of doing amazing things, it's almost like it's not even that you are doing it as an intermittent fasting, because that's a whole other conversation to be had. But the idea of like everything that we do is all centered around the stress that our bodies go through, not stress of just day-to-day kids, work, jobs, so on and so forth. But it is like are you under eating? Most women are. Most men are as well, but most of us are under eating. And when we used to do that back in our 20s, early 30s, it was, it's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. But now we add in all of these years that we've been under eating, not consuming enough protein, maybe not having enough fruits and vegetables, things that get to support your body and to allow your body to be like, oh, food is coming in at regular intervals throughout the day. I'm safe. And when I'm safe, and I'm chewing my food and absorbing the nutrients, I can release body weight, body fat. I'm going to help support your body in sleeping. I'm going to help support your body in recovery. So it's really just these few little tweaks, and we don't have to do it like rigid and with rules. I haven't said to you, you need to eat X amount of protein for each meal. Ideally, we want to get about here. You get a little under, that's okay. You get a little over, that's okay. Let's just start feeding your body just a little bit more.
Yeah,
and don't skip a meal.
And these are the things that, again, when it comes to the summer months where schedules are off, my kids are older, so I'm not in the same boat that I used to be. But I remember, if you have younger kids and all of a sudden they're at home, like everything changes those 2 months. So I have a lot of, I feel you if you're in that situation. But it also means, and I've seen this in myself and I see this in so many clients where everything becomes about everyone else. So the summer months, even though it feels like, oh, this should be more about me, it's actually the opposite for a lot of women. They feel like the summer has nothing to do with them. It's just making sure that everyone else is okay. And it's sort of easy to lose yourself in that process. So, taking the time to just chew your food while you're with other people, even if you have to be in the car, is something that you can do. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, what else can you help us with?
Well, this will lead into what you were just saying, is that here comes summer and a lot of things are changing. Everybody else is becoming priority over ourselves. So we are focusing on ourselves because we're going to chew our food 20 to 30 times. We are going to look to do our best because we're not causing any stress on our body by worrying about, oh, I missed a meal. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. We just get to move on from that. It's a moment in time, right? It's when we're doing these things consistently. That's when I like to call them, we giving our body like these little paper cuts where we're not able to heal. But while you are, creating all the fun meals for everybody else in your family, we get to do just a little bit of meal prep. That does not look like hours on end on a weekend or on a Monday or whatever day it is. It's just boil up a few extra eggs. When you're making dinner tonight, make a little extra for yourself. So you just get to start again with these small little tweaks, not a big overhaul, so that you'll start to see, oh, my body's responding really well when I'm chewing my food, when I am staying hydrated, when I am eating a little bit more throughout the day. You'll surprise yourself where many women are waking up in the morning and are not hungry. And we have like this badge of honor, like I can go all day without eating and I only just need to eat a meal at night. And it's a very common, and there's nothing wrong with it, but we do want to be able to feel safe and calm in our body, and to therefore just try to increase a little bit more of the meal prepping, planning ahead of time. But again, without that like I have to overhaul everything and extra and more. It's not about doing more. It's actually just doing less, really. Doing less. Like we don't have to big meal prep. It's just get some ground chicken, turkey, pan fry it, boil up a couple of eggs, cook up a couple of extra pieces of chicken with alongside what you're already doing in your day to day. So it makes that easy. We want it to be easy to start to implement these changes, especially over summer.
Yeah, I love how you said like it's actually not doing more, it's doing less. And to me, that feels like a perfect way to go into the summer, because we want, yes, like you want to enjoy. There's something, and especially, I mean, we live in Canada where our summer months are very short. And there's something, people are excited. You want to be on the patio and spend extra time with people. And so the socializing is there. Maybe you're traveling, right? So you want to be able to embrace that, but at the same time, do it in a way that feels nourishing, that is, loving yourself. I know too, like you're helping me, because what I find in the summer, and I mean, this is true to all year round, but I find in the summer, especially like this week, for instance, I have a lot of social engagements. So I just know that, okay, this is the week. So now I've got the privilege, I've got Holly on my side, but here's something for everyone here is, we went through the week and it's like, this is happening. I have, an event one evening. I have a golf tournament another day. I've got, our daughter's graduating. So we're going to be gone all day away, a few hours away to celebrate her graduation. And those are the moments where I usually sort of just wing it. And this is the part of, I know the shift for me is I don't want to wing it right now. It doesn't feel good. My body's not responding to that. So it means just being intentional and planning ahead, and it's doable, but like really when you can look ahead and still embrace the socializing, but you get to do it in a way that feels good for you. And it doesn't feel, for me, it doesn't feel like I'm preventing myself from anything. It's not like, oh, you can't, I can't eat this or I can't drink that, or I'm not going in from that perspective. I'm going in from a place of, I'm feeling good. I want to continue to feel good. And so I'm going to choose to go into these social events in a loving place.
Exactly. And we looked at your schedule. We knew what was coming up.
Yeah.
And so you have made some meals, prepared yourself for this week. And then in the moments where you're going to have road trips and all those other things going on, you've got some snacks and stuff that you'll bring with you. Are they full meals? No, but they are snacks, and you're going to keep feeding your body. And then when you go out, and I always say this, when you go out and you're having the best time. You're going to make memories, right? And you're going to have a great time. And there is nothing but happiness around that time. We never spend one moment being like, oh, I'll start tomorrow and I'll just go all out. It's just, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to chew my foods. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to have a great time. We're going to make great memories. And then depending on how I'm feeling the next day, we're going to drink a little bit more water. We're going to walk a little bit more. Again, things that are that can be done with ease, because all of it gets to be ease to our bodies. It's that, I always say it's like we have billions of cells in our body, and our cells are hearing us. And if we are not nice to ourselves in a moment where we're out and maybe having a glass of wine or a steak or whatever that case is, that or something that's outside of what your normal routine is, summer, we get to be in a place of joy and happiness. And it almost sounds silly, but when you can come at it this way, chew your food 20 to 30 times, go for a little bit more of a walk, have a great time. There's no stress there.
Yeah, and it like that is to me the biggest shift for people, is coming to it from a place of love instead of a place of like, I have to deprive myself and this is going to be hard. It's like, no, you get to do whatever you want to do, but make it a decision. If you're going to sit and you're going to have all the wine or the margaritas or the, food, do it, but do it from a loving place, not from a place of guilt and shame and fear, which we all know is never serves us.
Well, we're so good at beating ourselves up, aren't we?
Oh, it's amazing.
You
shared, so you said something earlier, and I wanted to ask you to share it again, because it's been really helpful for me, and I actually want to speak more about it in another episode, but it is your paper cut analogy. So can you share the paper cut analogy?
Yes. Okay. So when we are going through healing, we get to look at a lot of different things and ways that we get to heal ourselves through nutrition, through movement, through some supplementation. Now, when we're looking at nutrition, for instance, I like to look at reducing and sometimes removing and replacing inflammatory foods with better choices. So all in life is all about better choices. But when we're in the depths of looking to completely heal ourselves, that's as we have a healthy gut, we have better hormones, better sleep, better recovery, better skin, we start to lose body fat. If we continue to have, let's talk about everybody's favorite, cheese. Everybody loves cheese, right? Charcuterie boards for the summer, like you think about that. But if you continue to have cheese is like a little tiny paper cut to your healing. I don't have it that often though, Holly. I only have it every other couple of days. I just had it this one time at night, tiny paper cut. I'm going to have it on the weekend, tiny paper cut. So you're never allowing your body to fully heal to the capacity that it can. But with that being said, we get to look at things as a whole, find the pockets that you're able to work on for yourself successfully, and to change up some of those things, that we don't keep giving ourselves these tiny little paper cuts over and over and over again.
Yeah, I just find it I think it's a great way to look at it, because and again, it depends on the phase that someone is, right? So if someone is listening to this and you're like, I'm super healthy, I've got this figured out, my body is digesting well and everything is great, then, you may have to have different choices that you have to make, right? You're in a different phase. But when you're healing, and so for me, I feel like I am in a place of healing. So in order for me to heal my body, it means I need to give it the environment that will allow it to heal. And so when you mentioned that, it was really helpful in being able to Yeah, it's not that the cheese is bad. It's not that, the bread is bad or the wine or any of those things on their own. But for me, with how I want to feel, what my goals are, it's sort of like when I choose to have them, it is like a tiny little paper cut. And then, I'm at an age where I've been, giving myself a lot of tiny paper cuts for a long time. And now it feels like, okay, the body is now really sort of like needing more attention, more love, more healing. And I just thought that was a visual, or not that it's a great visual, but it's an analogy that I found to be helpful.
I'm glad you
and
did.
Again, like we get to choose. We get to choose what what serves us and what we do, and coming at it from a place of love. So I know one of the other things that is really been helpful for me too is just the reminder to move my body after I eat. So can you speak a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So we all can understand how important working out is 3 to 5 times a week. And for those of us who are able to do that even a couple of times a week, that equates out to like 45 minutes to 1 hour in your day. But the body needs to be moving a little bit more. So I love for people to add in a 5 to 15-minute walk after one or each of their 3 big meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I know that can seem like a lot for a lot of people. And maybe if you don't have time to get outside, you can have a dance party in your kitchen. You can give yourself some squats. You can walk around just a little bit more. But we need to be giving our body more movement throughout the day, especially after we're eating. And especially if your body is feeling tired, bloated, if you are noticing that your skin maybe doesn't feel as great as it once did, if your sleep is off, like all of this and more, and then we got all those perimenopausal symptoms as well, a lot of this is all tied back to our gut. So if you can support your gut by going for a 5 to 15-minute walk after every single one of your big meals, why wouldn't you? You now take the food, you're allowing the body now to help digest it. So you, at the front end, you have sat down and you're chewing your food 20 to 30 times. So right now, or just right there, you are just allowing the body to become present. You get to smell the food coming in. The body's like, oh, food's coming. I'm ready to receive it. I'm going to chew you 20 to 30 times. Beautiful. The meal is complete. I'm going to go for my 5 to 15-minute walk. Now the body's like, thank you, because now I know I'm going to take all of these nutrients and I'm going to put them into cells that need them. It is, if you can think of it that way. And there's a beautiful Canadian nutritionist. I can't remember her name. She calls them fart walks. You go for dinner, you get out your farts.
Oh, I love it. Everyone else gets to hear it too then.
It's so important, because is your digestion working, right?
Yeah. And again, like for me, the shift, and I speak in my work a lot about embodiment. And to me, this is the embodiment piece of, so you've eaten your food. So to me, it's like the chewing now. I'm preparing my food so that my digestive system can do what it needs to do. And then after you've eaten, now the walk, like, because it's one thing to say, oh, you have to walk. But why are you doing it? When you're connecting with the why of like, yeah, because now you're helping your digestive system move and do what it needs to do. It makes sense that if you're going to have a big meal and then you're going to sit, that the food just sits there. And so to now be more actively, intentionally be like, no, I'm just going to move my body so that I can help my digestive system do what it needs to do. It makes so much sense. And I know in our last episode too that we did together, you mentioned like, if you can't go on a walk, you can do some squats, right? 8 to 10 squats. It's not even that much. Like that is the thing. It's
And
not
get
even that
people in your
much.
family to do it with you. And the amount of conversations I have with women that are like, oh my God, like now my family comes with me. Now we go for like a 30-minute walk. Oh, this is such a great bonding time for us. So just that in itself is so positive. And this walking, so we're working on our digestion. So in terms of hormones, just us walking is supporting us in our insulin. So insulin is our blood sugar, which looks like this in most people. And insulin is also a hormone of aging. So imagine now you've chewed your food, you're going to go out for a walk. We're supporting our digestion. We're supporting our gut. So now our insulin, where it will spike and, come up and down. So now we're just keeping it neutral. We're keeping it neutral. So we're not having any spikes. So if we're not having any spikes, we're not having any crazy cravings, right? And then it's also supporting your cortisol, which cortisol has a bit of a bad rap right now. Everybody's like down on cortisol, but if we didn't have any cortisol in our body, you and I would not be up right now having this amazing podcast. So then we also get to support our cortisol. Maybe we're going outside now, so now we're in nature. That's calming. Maybe we're with community, our family. That's calming. So that's supporting your cortisol. So really, you can see how supportive a 5 to 15-minute walk can be on so many areas in your, not just in your gut, but also in your mind, in your hormones. And it's free for you to go out and do that.
I love this. Okay, so I know we could keep going, but do you have anything else that you would like to leave the listeners with as we enter these beautiful summer months to help support them?
Yeah. So we're going to chew our food 20 to 30 times, and we're going to become present when we go to eat. And we're going to try and do that as best we can over our 3 meals and our 2 snacks as best we can. We're going to try and be consistent with eating eating food throughout the day. We are going to walk 5 to 15 minutes after 1 to 3 of our meals. And for those that are just feeling like they're never hungry, that they're distended, they're bloated, maybe their skin's feeling itchy. I mean, a lot of this comes back to our gut. You can take a digestive enzyme support with you when you go out to a restaurant. When we go to a restaurant, I love going to a restaurant. I love sitting in a restaurant. I love doing all the things in a restaurant. But when we go to a restaurant, they will oversalt their foods, and they'll sometimes use inflammatory oils. But you could, when you chew your food 20 to 30 times, also support yourself with a digestive enzyme. And it can be something as simple as apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in a little bit of water. There's digestive enzymes that I recommend my clients to take, or there's a lot of great tinctures out there that we can buy from Nature's Emporium, Healthy Planet, we can buy off of Amazon, that these are things that will support your stomach acid in really reducing the amount or giving your body more stomach acid to help support your nutrition. So those would be the 4 things that I would like everyone to know that it is possible for them to do. And even if they just do one of them, be
That's the
consistent
thing.
with that all summer long. You will go back to, you'll get into September already feeling amazing and not with that mindset. Screw it. I'll do it when the kids go back to school or after vacation or after the wedding. You get to start right now. You get to start feeling great right now. It only takes a few days for your body to start to feel better when you give it just those few things that we've spoken about today.
Oh, I love that these are all super doable things. Like everyone can chew, everyone can add a little bit of movement, even if it's those 8 to 10 squats after. And even with the digestive enzymes, I'm curious because I know that part of your protocol is you have people do a stomach acid test. What would you say is the percentage of people that you work with that require a digestive enzyme when they take the stomach acid test?
99.9%.
Yeah. So the majority of people would benefit from
and you
using
don't
a
have to
digestive
do
enzyme. Yeah.
You don't have to do this. You can do the stomach acid test. It is simple to do, but it is also simple not to do when life gets busy. So you can just start to support it with something. Chances are you have at home. You have apple cider vinegar with mother at home, so you can just start to use that for your meals at home and pick up a tincture, which I can give that to you. You could drop it into your show notes. Everyone can go out, pick that up, and just have that support for the times that they're camping or dinnering or weddinging.
I know. So many different things. And the traveling I know is a big one for people.
Yes.
And it's not about taking away from your vacation. It's about traveling in a way that feels good, that feels supportive, and doing the little things. And I feel like these are all things that we can really embody this summer, right? So that then come the fall, instead of like, I'm going to wait for the fall, as you said, imagine if you can get this in, and then in the fall, you get to maybe do some things that are a little bit more, right? That get you even further towards your health goals or what you want to do. Okay, so tell us where people can find you. I know you have a lot of goodness. Are you doing a 5-day challenge this summer?
I am. I'm going to run them over. I'm going to have one in July and one in August. The one in July will start the 14th.
Okay.
And then the one in August, I haven't confirmed the date yet, but I love running a 5-day Gut and Glow program. It's actually called Lose 5 Pounds in 5 Days. And many people are like, what? I'm like, yes, when you start to chew your food, go for walks, look at your inflammatory foods, we start to improve our sleep a little bit, your body thanks you and says, I'm going to release some inflammation and body weight from you. So I love that program because it's short, simple wins, and it's just where you start your journey, and then you get to continue. It's more than 5 days, but it's a good win for those 5 days. So that
it's a great way to start. And I know that, I've done it a couple of times, and, again, you meet people where they're at. So it's just, it's a great way to, for people to get into your world and to experience what you do.
Yeah. So that's on the 14th. And then I love everything about Instagram because it gives me a platform that I get to just educate and help women understand that it at this particular time in our life, it's just re-education and not having to do, like you said at the very beginning, it's like coming out of lack or not getting to do something. It's like we get to do these things now with ease, with some joy, with some happiness. And doing things that feel good for our body.
Beautiful. And so on Instagram, you are...
It's Holly Short.
It's Holly Short. So we'll have all of Holly's information in the show notes. Thank you for taking the time to listen, to be with us. And I just want to wish you a beautiful summer and remind you that you are always spiritually wired for love, for success, for abundance, for peace, and for health, for gut health, right? Holly?
For all the gut health.
Okay, I will see you next week. Thank you for listening to Spiritually Wired. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow and leave a review. It really makes a big difference for the podcast. And if you're ready to dive deeper and join a soul-led community, come be a part of the Spiritually Wired membership. With weekly life lessons and a rich library of recorded classes, it's designed to support you every step of the way on your spiritual journey. We currently have a special offer where you can receive your first month for half the price. You can find a link in the show notes or come check it out at reneewalkerwellness.com. Until next time, remember to take some deep breaths. Remember that you are spiritually wired.